Today, design is an essential part of everyday life. But there are just a few designs that really stand out from the crowd and remain fresh for decades. They influence our very notion of things. But as more products are made, it's increasingly difficult to create a classic. Matteo Klies is an expert on the subject and author of the book Total Design.
Designers are constantly driven to find successful designs that will stand the test of time, that will become a modern-day classic.
In the 1920s, members of the Bauhaus school created the first designer products for the masses. Finnish architect and designer Alvar Aalto designed a series of vases for the 1937 World Exhibition in Paris. They were an instant hit and are now one of the most well-known designs of the 20th century.
The special thing about this vase is that its outline has this wonderfully organic shape. But when it's placed upright, there's something very rational about it again. At the same time, it offers a preview of the freer forms which would become important in the decades that followed.
The TAC tea service was fashioned by Walter Gropius, founder of the Bauhaus school. Created in the 1960s, it was inspired by Chinese tea bowls. Both minimalist and functional, this thermal carafe by Danish designer Erik Magnussen was far ahead of its time. First produced in 1997, it's now a classic. Sold around the world, it spawned countless copies.
On one hand, the Stilton Vacuum Jug is a typical product of the 1970s, when people still dreamed of making everyday objects from plastic. It was produced in many colors that were typical of that decade. On the other hand, it has a completely timeless shape. Looking at the design, you can tell when it was created. But when it's placed on a table today, it's completely timeless and fits in with any surrounding.
Italian brand Alessi is famous for its design products. They're instantly recognizable to almost everyone, like this kettle by German designer Richard Zappa. Famous names and unconventional shapes are the secret to Alessi's success. The firm sells several thousand different kitchen utensils. Alberto Alessi is known for his clever marketing.
My way of thinking is that Alessi is a research lab which has the job to be an endless mediator between the best creativity and final customers' dreams.
One of Alessi's most famous products is the lemon squeezer called Juicy Salif. The brainchild of French designer Philippe Starck, it came out in 1990 and is still a hit today, though it's none too practical.
This lemon squeezer is probably the object that's become the epitome of design as statement, because at first you don't even think about its function. It's an object to show off in the kitchen. I must say it's a great piece of design. It simply wasn't made as a functional design. And with this item, design further expanded its sphere of influence.
Tastes change, so there's a fine line between trendy and timeless. But a classic is always modern, timeless, and absolutely unmistakable.